second guests tonight, and that is Susie X, the new bass player, and Zodiac Mindwarp himself of Zodiac, Mindwarp and the Love Reaction. Welcome both of you to MTV.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I have to start with you, Zodiac, and say thank you very much for hosting the show a couple of months back in my absence.
Yeah, I wonder where I left my American accent. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
It was wonderful. It was the best furniture I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I think you did a grand job. Thank you very much. And we're going to talk about your album, Hoodlum Thunder. And first of all, I'd like to know, after such a long break, were there any fears or pressures involved in writing the album?
No.
No. So,
fears and pressures. Well, it depends how you define fears and pressures, really. Well, I mean, we were under a lot of pressure because we only had £55 to record it, really, so we had to be in and out of that studio pretty quick.
but your first album did very well, so, you know,
yes.
Then you had a long break and now you're back, kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long to me, really. I've been kind of spending months and years trozzling around small studios and things, really. No, that's a very journalistic question, really.
Well, it is. In-depth.
You'll get nothing from me, I can assure you that.
Okay, well, anyway, you've got a new record deal as well, haven't you, on Musidisc, and you've
An appalling one, by the way.
He says, with the record company person sitting there. Now, I'm sure you'll be the first to admit that you have suffered some personal problems and record company hassles in the past. Are they all behind you now?
Personal problems?
Right.
What, are you talking about my drug addiction, alcoholism and domestic violence? Is this what issue you're skirting here? Sorry, what was the question again? I'm a little bit confused today. What was
personal problems, though.
I mean, have you put all those difficulties and those record company hassles behind you?
I think the lawyers are still dealing with that, actually, but it's definitely behind me. It's never in front of me in the first place, really.
Okay.
Very sensible interview, isn't it?
Well, I'm trying to be sensible.
Go on then, next question.
Now, when you first started, Zodiac was kind of like this larger-than-life cartoon character. Do you still think that's the same case today? I mean, or do you think he's like kind of matured a little bit?
Are we talking about somebody else here?
Well, this is it. You tell me. Is he your alter ego, or is he?
No, it was me. It was always me. And it was never a cartoon. It was never a parody. It just appeared that way.
So you're like him the whole time in real life?
Yes, and I'm going to rape Susie as soon as this interview is over.
No, is this true? Is he? Does he?
What, he's going to rape me?
Well, no, not he's going to rape me. But does I mean, is it true that he's like Zodiac the whole time?
Unfortunately, yes, I'm afraid it is.
Right. I mean, Zodiac is.
Fantastic.
Well, why did you feel the need to take on these amazing names like Zodiac?
Well, I think Mark Manning and the Love Reaction sounds a bit crap, really, don't you? I mean, can you imagine tonight, Mark Manning and the Love Reaction? It doesn't have a say in the ring, really, does it?
Well, that's true.
No, they reflect kind of aspects of our character, really, don't they, Suze?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Susie X, what does that mean?
Well, I like to put this straight just once and for all.
Yeah, he is a man.
I am a man, and I'm not a puff either. But Zodiac, he wanted a girl in the band, wasn't it? Zed?
This is true.
He wanted a girl, and he'd been phoning Susie Quattro like a lot of the times, but like she didn't really want to know.
Well, we couldn't get any kind
So
of
that's
tampon
sort of the next
sponsors,
best thing, really.
So we have at least established in this interview that Zodiac, Mindwarp and Mark Manning are one and the same.
Yes.
Well, that's something. I mean, do you think that your image has really kind of got too much attention in the past rather than the music?
Well, I do tend to have rather a large mouth, so... well, I don't know. I mean, these are very strange questions, Vanessa. I mean, why don't you just come out with it? Is it, do you think you're crap?
Well, I do not mean that at all.
The image and stuff, I mean, that's not... You don't really have much control over that. I mean, it's like you just make your music, do interviews, and then journalists build this stuff all around you. And like, the way you're perceived is really out of your control. I mean, the only thing you can do is try and be as honest as possible and say what you mean, and then it's thrown to the four corners of the wind. And
well, just for the record, I think you've got a great image.
well, thank you, dear.
And you know, it's nice to have a sense of fun, and you know, not to take yourselves too seriously, really, isn't it?
But I take myself deadly seriously.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Thank you. I'm going to talk to this guy. He's much easier to interview than you. You're giving me a hard time. Well, I think got some more good questions. We better see your video now. Would you like to introduce it for us from the album?
The new video called Elvis Died For You, featuring Susie X being extraordinarily, I'm not going to even mention camping jokes at all.
Extraordinarily dynamic.
Okay, we'll take a look at that now.
Whether you're black or white, whether you're country, redneck or freak, young or old, from Moscow, London or Memphis, Elvis Presley will still be the king of rock and roll.
Went to heaven, babe, died for all our sins. The Son of God in his killer flare, sunglasses and sequins. Well, I believe there's poetry in the soul of every man. And F-111 fighters and Roberto Duran. There's poetry in the leather that he wears like big man trucks. Poetry in the little pictures, drawing $1 million bucks, baby. Na 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 na. He's wearing blue suede shoes. Na 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 na, God in his heaven. Na 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 na, and Elvis died for you. There's poetry on the air, babe, sliding across the sky. It surfs right down on a radio wave and into my hi-fi. I believe there's poetry locked right up inside my skin. Tigers caged in a quantum zone and I couldn't hear them sing. Poetry holds like Ginsberg in Rosario. Everything is holy, even the nuclear bomb, baby. Na 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 na, God ain't in his heaven. Na 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 na, he's wearing blue suede shoes. Na 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 na, God ain't in his heaven. Na 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 na, and Elvis died for you.
This rock and roll rhythm is filled with dynamite.
Young or old,
Dynamite.
black or white,
Dynamite.
Moscow, London or Memphis.
This rock and roll rhythm is filled with dynamite.
Elvis Presley will still be the king of rock and roll. Okay, hand down, rip it up. Poetry's under pressure, sealed in an aerosol can, splattered all around on the ghetto walls and the Skid Row Mark I am. Poetry dances on TV, spins in the VCR. Poetry's made in Scotland, they show it before the board, baby. Na 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 na, God ain't in his heaven. Na 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 na, he's wearing blue suede shoes. Na 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 na, God ain't in his heaven. Na 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 na, and Elvis died.
I mean, how much did Susie contribute to the writing and recording, the writing, I should say, of the album? What point did he come in? Did he contribute to any of the songs?
He's contributed with more with an attitude, I think, that was...
We're getting
kind of-
serious here.
No, well, he's from a completely different area, which is kind of good. I mean, you don't want to stay in a ghetto for the rest of your life, you know?
That's right.
I think, you know, I mean, that's when you start making generic music, really. And Susie has brought a lot of musical influences to our band that we probably would have thought was absolutely crap before. But he brought the right kind of mood to the band. Let me put it that way, really.
Good. And actually, you also used some producers that aren't really associated with heavy rock, Ian Richardson and Nick Colas. Did you think that they...
What are they associated with?
Well, is it more... They do more kind of dance stuff, don't they?
Do they? I don't know. They never told me. I just they
Well,
were cheap.
personally, I don't know them as rock producers. I mean, I wondered if that was an intention to kind of bring a different perspective, because there are some interesting sounds and arrangements on the album.
No, Nick and Ian contributed massively to the album, really. I mean, they... I mean, we're a pretty untogether bunch, you know, and it's like they kind of locked the doors and bolted them, really. Excuse me, gob.
But so they did put a different perspective on it for you, perhaps?
Well, they made sure that we were sober while we were actually in the booths, yeah, really.
Was that a hard job?
It's a very hard job. I mean, there's many producers that have failed dismally.
Right. Well, we know that you contributed Feed My Frankenstein to Alice Cooper's album, Hey Stupid, and now you've recorded it for Hoodlum Thunder. Was that always your intention to use the song yourself?
Yeah, and we were going to call the album Hey Intelligent. But yeah, we just wrote it, and Alice heard it and said, "This is great. Can I add some lyrics to it and record it for my album?" And so I said, "Certainly, Alice. Yes."
Did you enjoy his interpretation of your song?
I thought it was a radical reinterpretation of my song, yeah. No, it was, you know, I mean, Alice has been like, when I was 15, I mean, the guy walked my head, really, you know, I mean, I was 15
That explains
years old.
everything.
You know, I mean, I'm 15 and I'm listening to these songs about necrophilia and male rape and dead babies, you know, I mean, and I thought it was time to get my own back on him, really. So I fed him my Frankenstein. No, it was a big thrill. 18, I was a major fan, and then the guy turns around and does one of my songs. What bigger compliment can you get from
That's it for, actually, we have to take another commercial break. So thanks very much for joining me.
But what about this one? At what point did Newbo's join the band?
We've done that one.
Yeah, but no, but you didn't ask me, just ask him.
What have you been doing before?
Right, I'm off now.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Okay. Anyway, so we'll take that break right now, and then after that, I will be back in the studio for the rest of Headbangers Ball. So stick around.